Good morning, my beautiful friends. So I did just get some new camera equipment, so these videos might get a little more spiffy soon, but not yet. So today's rune, I've already pulled it because I did the short first. I'm playing with doing the shorts first, doing the videos first. I did the short first and I pulled the rune. So the rune for today is Othala, which means inheritance. And it's just a terrific stone because it reminds us about the ancestral line, our connection through time and space. And we're in the Samhain season, which is the thin veil between this world and the other world, if you believe that. In the Celtic tradition, we do believe that there's thin places that exist all the time, and then there are times of the year where time is and space are thinner, and Samhain being one of them. And so I love this stone because it just reminds us that we're not alone, right? We may feel alone with whatever we're going through, but we do have the power of our ancestors, right? And there are two different kinds of ancestors. There are the ancestors that you knew, right? Your grandparents, my parents are in the spirit world. My grandparents are in the spirit world. My brother's in the spirit world. Family, friends, things like that. People who have passed, but I knew them in this physical life. And then there are the ancestors we've never met, right? But if you think about the ancestor line, I mean, like I can go down a rabbit hole thinking about this because you think about, it takes two people to make a person, right? So over the course of history, all of the people that had to come together to make you to who you are today in 2025, all the people that came before you to make you, where they came from, what they went through, uh, you know, there are all kinds of stories, right? And this weekend, the one of the powerful takeaways was just that our hope is rooted in our stories. And you think about all of the people who came together to make who you are today. Now, were those happy unions? Were they unhappy unions? We don't know, right? We don't have that ancestral memory for those far back ancestors. But you are the product of all of that canoodling, right? You're a product of all that standing here today, and you have a story that can empower hope. So I pulled the cards already, and I love the cards that came out. I used two decks. I used my Celtic Spirit deck, which I use all the time, and I'm using a new deck that I had upstairs called the Ancient Stones, and really this deck has been giving great messages from spirit. So the message from Celtic Spirit was portal, change, gateway, and new beginning. And I'm certainly going through a portal right now of a new beginning, taking the work that I do here on YouTube a little more seriously, taking my spiritual self and my ministry a little bit more seriously, really seeing the connection between what I do and really connecting all of us who are in other paths, right? All of us who are exploring the other. Had a phone call there I had to take. So now that I'm back, the other cards that came from the Ancient Stone Oracle, they're so interesting. The first stone, I'm not sure what order they came out in, but because it kind of all came out as a clump. The first one is take a chance, the edge, do something different. And I'm definitely feeling that energy right now. And I think connected to the Othala stone, it's like you see there are rainbows in there. Like you're protected. You are protected in trying something new, doing something different. You have protection. And then the second stone was the Guardian Stone, which, kind of goes right in line with that. Awakening, process, progress, initiation. So again, you're protected. Whatever this is, things this that you're dreaming of, the ancestors are telling you that you are protected, that this path is a good path for you to be on. The third card is lay it on the altar, hand it over, soften, surrender, forgive. And I always think of this image, in Christianity, but this applies with whatever tradition that you embrace, whoever your higher power is or whatever your deities are, for me, it's Jesus and God. Whatever your problems are, you can lay that at the cross. You can lay it at the cross and say, Jesus, I don't know what to do with this. Help. And they will help. Jesus helps me, but whatever practice you believe in, this channel welcomes everybody. So whatever you believe in, if there are goddesses or gods that you believe in, or if you don't believe in any religion, you can just lay it on the ground and you can just say, I offer this up to the universe. And it's too heavy for me to carry, so I'm going to lay it down on the altar of humanity, on the altar of life, however you choose to phrase it. You don't have to carry all this stuff in your backpack. You can lay it down. And then finally, the stone goddess, unwavering love and support, and the maternal line. So that goes, of course, absolutely with the ancestor stone, right? And I always feel very connected to my maternal line. Less so to my paternal line. I have two paternal lines, so but I'm very connected to my maternal line, and I always feel strength and comfort from them. And that's what I thought of instantly when I pulled the stone, as love from my Celtic side. So the message going forward is, when you're meditating today, or when you're praying, or when you're thinking, or you're journaling, think about how the ancestors are supporting you in this life to bring hope to the next generation, right? We will all be ancestors at some point, hopefully not soon, but we will be ancestors. So how have the ancestors spoken to us, and how will we speak to those that come after us? There's a great Celtic toast that I do at every holiday, and it always says, to all those who came before, to all those who will come after, and to all those with whom we stand, Salantjava, which is blessings and good health in Gaelic. So I am wishing you all the best in light and love. Be well. Take care. Bye-bye.